Can you guys see my necklace? I don't know if you guys can see my necklace. Okay, let's zip it up a bit. Hi, my name is Ciara Gan, and I always say that because some of you still don't know how to pronounce my name. So it's Ciara space Gan, not Ciara Gan, not Ciara Gan, not Ciara Gan. So I like to reiterate my name because y'all mispronounce it, but it's okay, you know, I'm used to it. I have love names. You can call me yours anytime. So today marks the 1-year anniversary of my graduation ball dress, and that's the video you guys mostly have seen from my channel. I'm the dress girl. April 5 was my graduation ball, but I know I posted my video at April 23 because I was really lazy when it came to editing it. So this is either gonna be posted on April 5 or April 23 because I don't know if I'm still lazy in editing this. For the past year, I've achieved lots of things on YouTube. I think I've become more confident in talking, in like being YouTube-wise, I don't know. I reached 100,000 subscribers. Thank you so much for sticking around. I will open my 100k play button today because it only came in the mail like 2 weeks ago. And I was saving it for this video so I could open it and share it with you guys. This is the play button. It is quite big. Guys! Oh my god! You can't even see my face! Here's the play button. We have a letter from YouTube. A letter from YouTube. I'm gonna be answering the questions most of you guys sent through my Instagram. If you want to check that out, it's at Ciara Gan. I usually hold like Q&As there, so if you guys wanna check it out, give it a follow. That's up to you. Also, check out my art account. It's at Ciara Gan Art. I've been posting almost daily, so I've been more active there than my actual main account. But yeah, if you guys want to check that out, everything will be in the description box, and I will also put the things that I put in the video in the description box below, so you guys don't have a hard time just like scrolling back and forth through it. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna start off with inspiration for the dress. So lots of people asked me what inspired me to make the dress. So I already told my mom prior to grade 12 that I wanted to make my own grad ball dress because I knew it would be like the last event that I'd have something formal to wear, and once I got to university I wouldn't have the opportunity to make dresses like this or do anything like this anymore. So my mom was like, okay, I'm down. Let's do it, because I knew that if we went to a designer it would be more expensive, especially with the scale of the dress that I wanted to make. My inspiration for the dress is essentially two things: Slytherin, Harry Potter, and Jodi Anderson's Tiger Lilies. The summer before grade 12, I was scrolling through Pinterest and I was looking at the dresses with like scallop-shaped bottoms. I don't know if that's what you call it, but that's what I called it, the ones that look like tubes. And so after that, I made a dress model, and lots of you guys were asking me how I made this dress model. So I'm gonna explain that more in the structure part, where I have the literal dress model that I'm gonna show you. So for the dress, it's green. My mom initially wanted it to be white because it would make more sense to be like a canvas or something. But then I was like, no! We have to make it green because I'm a Slytherin, and ever since grade 8, I swear my graduation ball dress is gonna be green. The flowers that I used were tiger lilies. I had this project for my art class and I had just read Tiger Lily the December before, and I was really inspired to do it. So I was like, okay, I'll just paint these flowers. And I saw that it really complemented orange, so we were like, okay, maybe you can do this. We'll just use orange. I photoshopped some things on a laptop, and then this was the first draft. But the problem was it might look too tropical, so we had to like keep that in mind to keep it looking fancy but not too tropical, like it's a Hawaiian dress. And that's where the vagina flower came in. I also got a lot of questions if my friends knew that I was making the dress. Lots of people knew I was making my dress. Only a good few, like 5 people knew that I was painting my dress. And I told them this around 2 weeks before graduation ball because I didn't want to like give it away. Okay, so for the second part, people are asking for the materials. What paint did I use? I used Arteza acrylic paint. If you guys want to sponsor me, I'm down. And this is the first time I got to use Arteza acrylic paints, and they were so good. They were like... I used Arteza acrylic paint for the colors, and I used Reeves white paint for the base of it. Lots of people are like, why didn't you use fabric paint? There's literally like nowhere you can find fabric paint here in the Philippines. It's so hard to come by, and the ones you'd come by are the ones that are cheap. So I thought that maybe it's just one night I'm gonna wear this, so I thought it was better to just use acrylic paint instead of buying fabric paint that I knew that I couldn't really trust. If you guys have any suggestions of where to buy fabric paint here in the Philippines, just leave them down below. And lots of people also ask if it's waterproof. I would say acrylics are pretty waterproof as long as you don't like scrub them. I've searched online and you can wash things like this as long as you don't use heavy chemicals on the paint itself and you don't scrub the paint itself and don't iron on the painted part. Where to buy the materials? You can buy materials anywhere. You can go to the local fabric store, you can go to fabric warehouses, and you literally find the same things. So for the fabric, it's star satin. So for the other materials, for the glue, this is what I used. It's called zhanilda B6000. And you can find this essentially anywhere. You can find it in architecture stores. Like if you're in the Philippines and you're near the UST area, you can find it in the stores. You can also find it in fabric stores. It's basically just like a transparent glue and it will just stick on your thingies, you know? For petticoat, you can actually use horsehair petticoat. It's like a petticoat that forms the dress. So once you put the dress on top of it, it will just flow with the petticoat. For the crystals, you can find them also anywhere in like fabric stores, your local bookstores, you can find them there. Okay, for the next part, we're gonna talk about the shape of the dress. So I have this model right here. I'm gonna flip it over real quick because it's like a big jelly ace. So this is the dress model. Say hello.
Oh, hello there!
So lots of people ask me how you get this structure. At first, I made this dress model, this paper dress model. It was made out of vellum board paper. It's basically a hard paper that can form itself. Instead of sewing it together, I just stapled them together. So under it would look like this too. So what you do to make this structure is you cut pleats. And if you guys know what pleated skirts are, basically you just cut them by parts. So you cut a panel that looks like a triangle and then just cut 12 of those and then just stick them all together under. Okay, first the structure under, you need to put this thing called pelon. I don't know what it's called in English, but that's what it's called here in the Philippines. It's basically like a forming petticoat under it. In order to get the form shape of the scallops, like I said, even though they're not called scallops, you need to have this thing called boning under it. That's essentially what is put under here. If you can see, these little like velcro like forming bone things, it really helps in the structure, but make sure that you have the pelon under it. So lots of people assume that the dress just like sticks out like this. For the model, yes, but in real life, no, because the dress is so big, the boning small. So if you guys have like big boning, that's such a if you have big of those, I feel like it could work. But since the one that I used was this small, about less than an inch, like a half-inch thick, it wouldn't realistically stick out like that. So yeah, shout out to my mom for making this. I would not have made this Q&A if she didn't make this, because I would not know what to show you guys because I don't have the dress with me right now. I'll just hold it like this so you guys can, or on my shoulder, or like on my head. Dude, I look like a freaking, what Pokemon is that? Ludicolo. I look like a Ludicolo. Sorry, my camera died. So making the dress was the longest part of it. I don't want to give the whole credit to myself because my mom, like when she didn't have anything to do, she would work on the dress. It took around 2 months for the dress and the conceptualizing and all that stuff, just to make sure that I wouldn't fuck up anywhere along the way. And then for the painting, it took 2 weeks for me to do. Okay, so now the experience of wearing it. Lots of people ask me if it's really heavy. Yes, it is very heavy. It's not really comfortable to wear. I don't think there are any dresses that are super comfortable to wear unless you're wearing like a blanket. So the petticoat especially did not make it comfortable. I had to have like a cloth underneath the petticoat as well because it was itchy. If you guys can see like through these pictures, I was wearing like 3 different petticoats under just so it could open. And if you guys have any experience walking in a petticoat, it's very hard. Like you have to like walk like this. Do I regret that it was somewhat painful? No. Like, it was bearable. I know that may be a deal breaker for a lot of you, but it didn't really bother me as much during the time. And during now, after the graduation ball, my mom planned to store it, and how she stores it is she puts it in a box, and then you have to put like a lot of parchment paper on top of it so the acrylic doesn't melt or crack. So I didn't actually put any like fixative on top of it. Unless you guys know anything about it, like if fixative works on acrylic, on dresses, or on fabric, then just comment down below and let let us have a healthy conversation down below. So again, if we're gonna talk about this, how to make it, get 12 yards of fabric, just cut them into triangles, and then you sew them together, and you make a pleated skirt. And then afterwards, that's when you put the boning, the fabric under, and then that's when you make the top. It's just like making a tube top. So you just make a leaf-shaped top, and then you have the other two parts, and you sew them together, and then you put a zipper at the back. You put pads on it. You guys put boning on it so it can make you look like you have boobs. And then you attach it to the dress. When you attach it to the dress, you do it like inside out, that. You have to attach it from here, and then you flip it over again, and then it will be here. My mom wants me to paint this now, so I'm gonna do that. I hope I answered most of your questions. If you guys ever plan to do this, please tag me on my Instagram. It's at Ciara Gan, and I'd be happy to share it with everyone. I wanted to say thank you guys so much again for an amazing year. I hope you guys stick around with me, and if you like this video, please give it a like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz if you want to, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye! Sana nag-record yung sound. If it didn't record, I'm gonna piss myself.